Right.
Hello. Would you be upset if your parents gave you up for adoption, or how would you feel if you didn't have the parents that you have today? Would you live a bitter life, or would you hold a grudge against them forever? Today my topic is, should teen mothers be able to give their children up for adoption? Mothers, would you give your children up for adoption if that was a choice? Non-mothers, can you even imagine having different parents that you have? And teens, can you ever imagine the thought of giving your child up for adoption? Well, in America today, just let alone in America, it's more common that people or teens give their children up for adoption just because they feel like they don't have the means, strength to take care of them, but they have the necessities, they have the money, and they have people that are able to help them. And most of the time, it's teenagers that don't have the help or don't have the money. They don't choose adoption when that's an option. Many doctors and adoption agencies and psychologists encourage you, if you're a teen mother, to give your child up. But like I said, I don't really feel, in my opinion, and doing research from abortions.com or adoption agencies that I've looked at, doesn't really say that you're supposed to choose one option more than the other, but they prefer you if you not choose adoption, just because there's so many statistics. Like the rate of adoptions from 1952 to 1988 have decreased by 15%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. And the thing is, they decreased as the years have went on. So if the number keeps decreasing, then that'll be good, because that means that more teen mothers are choosing to give birth to their child and take care of them rather than give them up for adoption. There's about 750,000 teenage mothers a year, and estimated 1 million children are given up for adoption from teen mothers. 80% of young teen moms that do have their children, they don't end up in poverty or welfare, but it's mostly common in Caucasians to give up their children for adoption versus African Americans and Hispanic in the U.S. Most mothers give up their children for adoption because they feel like they can't take care of them, meaning they don't have the strength or they don't have the experience just because they're 15, 16, 17 years old. One topic that I really want to hit is choosing abortion over adoption. The adoption and abortion, there's a compare and contrast chart that every mother is supposed to look at when they go into the doctor. And it states that you're supposed to choose adoption over abortion. And just because you can still continue on with your life, you don't have to pay for anything, and you're helping somebody else who can't have kids or who can't find the means to be happy to be able to have a child without you giving one up. My visual aid is a member from the audience, and can you come up here, please? Okay, my mother is my visual aid, and our experience is my mom was a very young teen mom, but she definitely fought through everything, and she raised me. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here before you giving you this speech, and I definitely would not be as strong as I am. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know how I'd be able to get to most things that I do. But like I said, my mom's definitely she was a teen mom when she had me, but she fought through everything, and now I'm here. And as far as the consequences go for adoption, there aren't really any consequences except to make somebody else happier, but I do feel that teen mothers should choose to keep their children instead of giving them up for adoption. And many ways that we can fix that is to educate teens about adoption, to educate them about the responsibilities of having a baby, and anything else as far as money. But the root of the problem is in schools, because if teens consistently have sex or unprotected sex or don't know about sex education, then that's only going to lead to them having sex, which is going to lead to them having babies, which is clearly going to lead to them having to choose one or the other. So first off, to educate them about that, and then implement sex classes, and then create a hotline for young teen mothers to tell them and help them to choose not to give their child up for adoption, but to keep them and try and raise them and fight through the strength. Today, like I said, we've talked about why teen mothers should keep their children instead of giving them up for adoption, and the pros and cons. And in closing, I hope you've all learned something today, and I hope that you have as much information as you need, and if you need to talk to a professional, or if you need any help, there's plenty of contacts that you can find on the internet, and that's it. So if you have any questions.
Well, good job, Ravina. That's I was a teen when I got pregnant, so I definitely know the choices that you had to make, and it's not easy. But you do need a loving support system, because if you don't have that, then you can be scared. So I would say that your speech definitely directed that you need to have, you know, a good support system and to get help and not to make the decision on your own. So that was a good job to point that out.
I personally don't know what it feels like to be a teen mom or be in that situation, but coming from a background of our family or my family, how like everybody had a kid when they were teenagers in high school or something, or at a young age, it definitely made me want to outstep our pattern that happens in our family and go in a different direction.
You did a good job, and next